Hello kids, what's up? It's Professor Thomas checking in with you here for the Junior Genius syllabus during the math section. So in this short video tutorial, I'll outline what we need to get accomplished during your mentorship during Junior Genius. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, there are 8 steps that we're going to try and follow, and when you do these steps, you can kind of do them out of order. But the first thing that we do want to start here with is the math elevator. The math elevator is only available at the Genius Combines. Basically what it is we sectioned off the 60 question test in math into 3 different levels: the ground level, mezzanine level, and the rooftop. So 60 questions. The first 20 are the ground level. Those are very, very easy questions that you learned, those concepts, pre-algebra and stuff like that, 6th grade material. So we do need to review that. You will do 3 tests in the math elevator, and each test once again contains 20 questions. You will do 3 of those and then check your answers. If you feel like you're comfortable and you're missing less than 2 or 3 questions per test, then what we can do is graduate to the next level. If you feel like you're really rusty and you're missing a bunch of stuff, feel free to work with 4 or 5 tests total before you go into the next level. This is a great review, and what we want to do is we want to work with easy stuff first because it's review. Then what we'll do is we'll graduate after the ground level into the mezzanine level. The mezzanine level is 21 through 40. Those are the mid questions. Those are lots of algebra and geometry. Once again, we will complete 3 full math elevator tests in the mezzanine level. Each test, once again, 20 questions. If you feel like you're missing more than 3 questions, feel free to do more than 3 tests. We have a total of 5 in the elevator. So once you accomplish the mezzanine level, lots of algebra, lots of geometry, we will graduate to the higher stuff. This is the intricate stuff that deals with college algebra, imaginary numbers, all kinds of wacky trigonometry. These are the hardest questions. So once you master these 2 levels here, we'll go and work on the tough stuff at the very end. This is questions 41 through 60. Once again, we're going to go ahead and do 3 tests. If you're getting less than 3 questions wrong, then what we would do is probably be done with this and move to the next stuff. But if you're still missing a bunch of stuff here, feel free to continue on and get all 5 of those math elevator tests done. Once again, math elevator tests are black folders. So simply come into the Combine, and what we want to do is we want to look for the black folders and then go into the subcategory. Each one of the different levels will have a little stamp on it. We'll say ground level, mezzanine, rooftop, and it will be kind of sectioned off. So look for the level that you're in. Once we complete the math elevator, and please do not take too much time to do this. I've had kids spend about a month going over and doing this. Try and get this done quick so we can do full practice tests. Once you get done with the basic review here in the elevator, we're going to take full practice tests at the Combine. Let's start with 1. When you're done with the test, look at the answers. Grab a review sheet from Professor Thomas or one of the assistants. Fill out the review sheet and write down all the problems that you're getting wrong. Then what you do is you simply look and try and categorize those problems into what type of math it is. Now this is another way of looking at it. You're going to categorize it in what level, ground, mezzanine, or rooftop, and then also we're going to subcategorize it in algebra, geometry, trig, coordinate, and so forth. So you can see where you're missing questions, in what level of the elevator, and then also what types of questions that you're missing, so we really can target in on that. Okay. Once we have an idea of what you need to brush up on, we can go ahead and move to the next section. The next thing that we can work on is the Brain Blast series. The Brain Blast series, and I'll show you where that is on the website. This is available either at the Combine if you bring your computer, or you can do home study. So the Brain Blast series is under the Games tab. When you click on Games, it's going to be at the far bottom. It's called Brain Blast IQ Catalyst right here. So simply click on this. It will open up and we'll have subfolders again. Go ahead and click on Math. And in the Math, we have our 2 video workouts. And these are very crazy, kind of fun. So we have algebra and we have the pre-algebra so far. There will be more added, so keep checking back. Once you go through this, we're going to need to have a PDF file. So that PDF file is going to be located in the answer key. So we will have those located here, or inside the math there should be a little link that says PDF file for that particular test. So those are Brain Blast series. It's a very, very good review of basic concepts. So I go through each one of the questions, show you how to do it. And also there's some really weird, wacky, creative, fun stories that are in the behind the scenes. Gives me a chance to kind of show you what I do with my travel adventures and so forth. So Brain Blast series, always interesting. Then the next thing we can do is take another full practice test to see if that helped. Look at your review sheet, find out, are you still missing stuff in the middle, the end, where are you at, and then subcategorize it: trigonometry, algebra, pre-algebra, and so forth, and then we can target some more stuff. All right, so once you find out what we need to work on, the next step for us would be number 5, to work with the sectional games off of the website. So where's that? You come over here, and let's go back to the top of the toolbar. In the top of the toolbar, we're going to just click on Games. So once we click on the Games section here, we're going to come up with Math Games right here, Professor Einstein. Click on that, and there's a whole series of sectional games. And when I say sectional game, you just means basically look for the title. Here's trig sectional, pre-algebra sectional, brain bogglers. That's rooftop stuff. So if you're really struggling with the last 20 questions or so, this is the last 10 questions in the bogglers. Algebra, geometry, coordinate, and so forth. Okay, Kid Logic, that is part of the sectional stuff. So you want to work with that material. All right. And if we take another practice test here, we can kind of see where we're at. Where are we? Are we in the ground level, mezzanine, rooftop? What do we need to work on? Is it algebra, pre-algebra? What's going on? All right. So once we do that, if you're struggling, when you see here, geometry, we can go into the medical kit at the Combine. There are 3 geometry lessons that are pretty cool, 1, 2, and 3. It's quite a bit of material. Each lesson's probably close to an hour, so it's the 2 hour and 40 minutes to get through all of those. And those are kind of comparable to the Brain Blast series. I'll pick some problems, I'll have you do them, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I did them and so forth. So that's in the medical kit under geometry. Okay. All right, once you feel like you've got all of this stuff accomplished here, we're going to keep taking practice tests in the math, keep filling out the review sheet, and keep kind of trying to work with the sectional material here. If you're struggling with the algebra, keep working with those games. The games usually have 50 to 100 questions on there, so if you play them on multiple occasions, you're going to get a chance to see more and more questions. So play them until you've already seen all the questions. That would be my recommendation. All right. Then at the very end here, what we want to do as usual is take the final exam. The final exam contains a bunch of stuff here that is going to go over basic concepts. So that is going to be our final exam. There's 2 versions of the final exam, and those exams are going to just illustrate formulas and so forth. All right. The other thing I forgot to mention here is if you look at the very bottom here, this is kind of an overview. Formula Game 1, version 1, and Formula Game version 2. These are really cool. I got to show you this just because this is so cool. This is like my favorite thing. I learned how to do some really cool programming, and I just think it turned out great. So the Formula Game here is, you get your professor here, you click on this. All right, so you can turn the music on or off, some funky disco-y crazy music here. We've got our timer here, our progress report, which gives us 25 questions, and this is the question code. Here is question number 4. You read this, and then you simply answer it. Once again, red is wrong, green is correct. Ding for the bell, that's correct, and a buzz is going to tell you it's wrong. But here's the fun part. Watch this. So turn the music back on. Let you jam out. Go ahead and click on the formula here. Watch. Cool. Click again to get out of there. So that's the formula game. It goes over 25 of the most common ACT formulas. And so play around with this. There's 2 different versions to it. I thought that this game turned out quite well. The more I do, the better I get when it comes to gaming. So that is the games. And we're going to do that along with, that's kind of a mixture of everything. Okay. So then what we want to do here is keep working on math tests, but now we want to start working with the timing. Okay, and the timing is important. You got 60 minutes to answer 60 questions. We're going to go ahead and just take practice tests at the Combine or at home. At home, we have tons of material online, so we can go over here, take a look at the PDF tests. This is where you're going to find all the tests. There's gazillions of them. So look at all these. These are all downloadable PDF tests. Feel free to utilize those. So that's that. All right. One last thing I will say before we get you out of here in this review is the more you do, the better you get when it comes to math. We have all these crazy fun things going on here, so please take advantage. This took literally thousands of hours of my time to create this stuff, and I just want to show you two things real quick here. Once you get close to being done with the math or you want to work on some stuff, this is a mixture of everything. So the first thing is this. It's the maze game. And it does take a bit to open up the program, but basically it's a program, and I'm not very good at gaming, so bear with me if it's not the greatest, but it's something kind of crazy and kind of fun. So let me show you this. So we have our character, and our character is, if you use your controller, it's the arrows, and we're basically going to go through the maze and try and find math problems. And there's going to be some monsters, like little ghosts, that you kind of have to avoid. And your goal, in order to get out of this level, is to find the door. The door is only going to open once you've got to the question. So here is the first question, and you can see it's question number 88, and you just basically read the question. On your calculator outside of the game, we're going to go ahead and calculate that out. And then let's turn the music back on here. And then with the mouse, select an answer. All right, so I got that one wrong. So what I would do is I would simply write down the problem number 88 in the maze game, and then there's going to be an answer document that you can kind of look at. You sit down with somebody and go over that problem, make sure you know how to do it. Once again, in order to continue on, just click the space, click the toolbar again. Excuse me. And then we simply keep moving. Kind of fun. And your goal is to try and get out of each level. Each level there's about 15 questions, and you're going to run into some crazy monsters, little ghosts. So be careful. All right, so that is the maze game. One last thing. We have one more game that should be up very soon. And it's going to be under the math games, and it will be located right next to the maze game. It's called Professor Mario. So it's like a Mario Brothers running through the jungle and desert and stuff like that. It should be right here. It's called Professor Mario. Play that. That's kind of a fun game because you got to jump over barrels and go in elevators and stuff like that. And then you come across a math problem. You're going to go ahead, stop, pause, and then you're going to calculate the problem outside of the game on your separate calculator. Then you're going to come back to the game, and then you're going to proceed through, and there's going to be different answer choices as you run through. You're going to have to jump up to get answer choice A, or you might have to, duck over and get answer choice B and avoid this barrel and go up this elevator and stuff. So it's kind of fun. Once again, it's about 15 questions per level, and your goal is to finish each level before you go to the next one. So the way I set this up, kids, is this. Fart around with the math by playing some math games. These things don't last very long. Each math game is like 14 or 15 questions, 14 or 15 questions per level for Mario and the maze, and then also these. And then play it on multiple occasions, because the math maze game has 206 math problems, and Professor Mario has got 160. So play it. You're going to see more game questions in there. And so it's this opportunity for you to kind of mix it up, have a little bit of fun, and still learn at the same time. So there you have it. That is a quick overview of the Junior Genius syllabus for mathematics. Any questions, feel free to check in with Professor Thomas. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.